Okay, should we have things on top of our desk that we're playing with, or should we be ready and focus? All right. So we are going to start our P for C. I will choose our 3 questions out of our question box, and we will vote on what our topic is going to be for today. All right, here are our 3 questions we can choose to vote on. First one, is it possible to change your fortune? So I'm guessing this goes with where the mountain meets the moon. That was our question at the beginning of reading the book. So is it possible to change your fortune? Another where the mountain meets the moon question. Who really is the Buffalo Boy's friend? And then the last one is, why are we alive? These are all really good. Okay, so think about it for a second. I'll repeat them one more time and we'll vote. I see people already got their heads down. They're ready. Is it possible to change your fortune? Why are we alive? Who is really the Buffalo Boy's friend? All right, ready to vote. If you would like to talk about, is it possible to change your fortune? Raise your hand. Okay. Why are we alive? Okay, and the last one, who is really the Buffalo Boy's friend? Oh, this is kind of split today. Okay, well, they're all really close, but the winner was, why are we alive?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. All right, Christopher. Okay, so get out your writer's notebook so we can start our thinking. Thank you, Lena. She has her notebook out already. She's getting started. Thank you, Jeremiah. Okay, remember, you're going to start writing down what ideas are already in your head. I'll write the question on the board, but what ideas are already in your head? Why are we alive? There's actually a lot of ways you can look at this question. So the question is, why are we alive? I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to put down any thoughts that are going through your head. These don't have to be the thoughts you share. It's just getting those thoughts started in your brain. Why are we alive? It's actually a very deep question. So think about it. I can put our thinking music on while we are writing. Why are we alive? What kind of ideas come to your head? I want to see at least 1 or 2 ideas on your paper. At least 1 or 2, so I know that you're already really thinking about it. I don't think you're reading to show me you're done, but keep carrying his one so I can look over. About 3 more minutes. Try and get 1 or 2 ideas started. that people have books out showing me when they're done and finished. It's okay if you're not finished. That means you're thinking even more about it. There's 40 reasons why you think so. There's no right or wrong answer. Remember, there's no right or wrong answers. That's the whole point of this philosophical question, is there is no right or wrong answer. That's one of our criteria. Okay, about 1 more minute. Looks like most of us have a lot of ideas written down. Alright, if you're it looks like mostly everybody's got something and they're finished. Go ahead and bring your chairs over. I'll let us use the fun ball this time again, as long as we can stay focused with it. Make sure we scoot back and save room. Bring your notebooks to refer to what you were thinking if you need to. Take a scoot back if you can. You're not up against something. Try and sit next to somebody new. Make sure you're making good decisions about who you're sitting next to. Make a good decision about your neighbor. And there's a spot right here. Nolani, you could sit between Brody and McKenna. We have a few kids out today, so we should be able to fit pretty easily. Is that everybody?
The gap over here.
Okay, you could scoot in a little bit, close that gap. We have a few kids out. Joyanna can move in there. All right, like we usually do before we start, we have our expectations. This is a safe spot. You can say what's on your mind. You need to be mindful students, using our habits of mind, thinking about each other, having empathy, thinking about your thinking, managing your impulsivity, all of our habits of mind. It's student-led, so you are choosing where this goes. There's no rush. Try and think of wonderings or what-ifs. And then we have our 3 requirements. You can either think, talk, or listen. Who can give me an example of what it looks like to think? What does it look like to think? How do you show your thinking during P4C? Mariana?
You're looking at the person who's talking.
You're looking at the person who's talking. McKenna?
You could go like this. I mean, that's what smart people do. I've seen people do it all the time.
Sometimes your body language shows that you're thinking. Brody?
Yeah. You cannot raise your hand while other people are talking.
Not raising your hand while people are talking, because are you thinking about what they're saying if you're sitting here like this while they're talking?
No.
No? Last one, Aaron.
Asking questions.
Ooh, asking questions shows that you're thinking about what we're talking about. How do you show that you're listening? How do you show that you're listening? Cameron.
You're looking at the speaker.
Looking at the speaker. Haley.
You're thinking deep about the question.
Thinking deep about the question. Sammy.
You don't have anything in your hand.
You're not playing with anything in your hands. Last one, Lena.
You're facing them.
Facing the speaker. Good. And then last one, how do we talk? How do we talk? Cole?
You talk by listening to other people, so then you can get another idea about what they are talking, so you can get talk about what.
That gives you something to talk about, right? If you're listening to the people, it gives you something to talk about. Jonah?
It means that you're thinking about the question.
You're thinking about the questions. And Daniel, last
You're
one.
staying on topic.
You're staying on topic. Very good. All right. So we have focused so far on 2 letters of the Good Thinkers Toolkit. We've done R, making sure that you give reasons, and we're starting to do this in our opinion writing too, right? Giving reasons. And then we started practicing giving examples or evidence. These are 2 different things, and we're going to keep focusing on these 2 things for today. We'll add a new one next week. Kalai?
Do you want me to go get the bears?
I think we've got it. I don't need. I can do the bears if you want to do the bears. Do we want to do the bears?
Yeah.
Okay, Melanie, since you're on the edge, go grab the bears. All right. So we will mark off every time we give a reason or evidence or an example. Okay. So the question is, why are we alive? That's actually probably the broadest question we've ever had. So this could be a very interesting P for C. You can quickly look at your books if you want to refresh your brain. Otherwise, let's slide our books under our chairs so we're focused and showing we're listening to our peers. Why are we alive? All right, let's start with Brody.
I think we're alive because God wants us to have a challenge and wants to see if we can learn and build stuff. Isaac.
I think God wanted us to be alive because He wanted to give a gift to our parents. Jonah.
That's a good question. Is why are we alive? Does that also count as our parents too? Like what if there was no humans on Earth? Colette.
If we were alive, then I mean, if we weren't alive, then I don't think anyone will be alive, like God or anything. So pretty much, if we're not alive, maybe planets won't exist. Like maybe Earth won't exist.
Janet.
I think Earth would still exist. There would just be animals and no humans, though. So it wouldn't be as polluted, and it would probably look better than it does right now.
I don't remember the word, but it's I think we were made. I think the word's reincarnated when we could been alive before we were born, but we just don't remember it. Like we could have been an animal before, or if we were a human before, we could have turned into an animal when we were born. Aaron.
I think we're alive maybe so that we could just have fun and do stuff.
Can you give me an example of stuff? Do stuff?
Like learn and like have the opportunity to do other jobs. Isaac.
I agree with you, Aaron, because usually sometimes people have play dates and they have fun, so that's why I agree. Jerry.
I think we're alive because our parents give birth to us, but maybe there's just a reason why we don't know why we're alive.
I have a wondering. It's still kind of the same question of why are we alive, but I'm wondering, is there a reason each person is here? Like, do I have a specific reason I'm here? Does Chase have a specific reason he's here? Do we all have a certain reason? Are we going to do something that affects the world? Or are we just all here and see what happens, get the best of it? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Christopher.
I think we're like, there's a reason because at least God's giving us a chance to life, and mostly if we weren't alive, probably like it was like kind of counts, like the world would be better because there's no like bad people that like to do bad stuff to Earth, and probably no more like what's the word of
We'll come back to you.
It's kind of, I have a wondering. It's kind of like how are we alive? It's just like, was the first person on Earth? Because everyone has parents, right? So who was the first person alive? Lena.
I can answer your question. The first person on Earth was Adam.
Not this Adam.
Yeah.
Yes,
Actually,
after him. And I can first. So Lena said the first wasn't Adam a boy? Yeah. So the first boy was Adam, and then the first girl on Earth was Eve. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we are alive because some people can do many important things in their life. For an example, Betsy Ross sewed the American flag. Malia.
I think we're alive because I think God wanted something to inhabit the world that He created besides animals. Because if it was like if humans weren't alive on Earth, well, Colette, he said if there was no humans on Earth, would there be an Earth? I have an answer to his question, and I think yes, there would be an Earth. There just wouldn't be any humans on it. There would just be animals and insects and plants and all that stuff, and no one could create things that have come today as life as we know it. Like if we weren't alive, then it would just like stay at the God times because there's like no one to create all the stuff that there is now. Because no one would know. No one would know about anything.
Try and pick a new hand. If you already shared, try and give everybody a chance, and you can raise your hand again.
Daniel.
I think we're alive just to make the world a better place. So we could have more people. So we could have more people alive, and we could just have a better life. Brody.
Maybe God isn't. Maybe there's no God. Maybe Earth created us. You know how like Earth creates a lot of stuff. Maybe Earth created us like a long time ago. And there's really no reason for us to be alive. Mariana.
I have a question. If we weren't alive, then what would we be? Would we be aliens on a different planet or something? Or would we be animals? And where would we live? This one.
I have another thought off of what Samantha said. She was saying that some people did important things, like Betsy Ross sewed the American flag, and we did biographies, and I'm thinking, what if some of those people we did biographies about, what if they were never alive? Wouldn't the world be really different?
Yes.
What if Martin Luther King was never alive? What if Amelia Earhart was never alive? What if Jackie Robinson was never alive? What if Milton Hershey was never alive? All of those things. If you think about not just yourself, what if certain people were never alive? That can make a difference. So I'm kind of thinking about that in my head because of what Samantha said. Cameron?
I think if all those people weren't alive, then it might change the whole world as we know it today. We might not. It could still be black people riding in the back of the bus, and it could just be crazy because we don't even know what could happen if those people weren't alive. And adding on to what Keanu said, I think like people in general, God chose us because He wanted us to keep peace and keep the earth a nice place to live, and for everyone to like enjoy it.
Actually, I'm really trying to think about what this mom said and what Samantha said. So wouldn't it kind of be like a little weird if like people who did awesome things and things that people would never even really wanted to try before, wouldn't that kind of be really weird if they were never alive?
I don't really think it because wouldn't either some people be different, have different names, or would they just have different opportunities to do what they do? Or if you have in mind what you want to do it, like think some about yourself. What if you were born like in that type age, and then you tried to do all the good stuff you thought of to make the world a better place? I wonder if, since we are alive now, since the people who did big things
if they weren't alive, it would be a lot different. But I wonder if God made us so we could do big things like the people who did do big things. I wonder if we were alive to do the stuff that that other people did.
I think we would if we just thought about it. And I have a question when Keanu said about the pollution. Why would God create us if we were just gonna ruin the world? McKenna.
Without all these important people in the world, there would actually be chaos. For instance, people would be enslaved. And I think God created us because He wanted to make us in His own image. Literally, it said it in the Bible. And if you're wondering how I know this, it's because I have a book. The title is the Action Bible, and it's really fun. I've read it over and over again, even though I've only read it twice a time. And when I was in California for a winter break, I actually went through the entire book.
Okay, make sure you're staying with our topic where it relates to everybody.
But I actually think that we were created to have a purpose, like what Miss Kenyon said. And if there were slaves and of us were alive, but all the important people weren't alive, I would say that there should be no slaves at all, and that's my opinion whatsoever. Because I think that is a bad thing. I mean, us enslaving ourselves? I mean, come on.
We have about 5 more minutes, so try and pick a friend quickly so everybody gets a chance to share their thoughts.
Diana.
I think we are alive because we came here for a purpose, and why would we be here if we came here for no purpose? Like, someday Christopher could explore the whole world. Someday Malia could make a difference in the whole entire world. Raise your hand if you haven't shared.
She wants somebody who hasn't shared yet. So I think just Watia and Noelani.
Bobby, God wants to see when we get older what happens, and Bobby, he wants to see that because we're good children, and he wants to see what happens to us.
Give it to Noelani and then everybody can share a second time. We'll try and get a few more people in.
I like what
You're listening.
I like what Juliana said about everybody having a purpose. Like, everybody's gonna end up doing something in the world. Like, Mariana and Olia can become like business partners, and Mechanic could project Star Wars 25.
we all will do something in the world. I'm not just gonna sit here.
We might need to put our softball back in.
So Julie, did you say a while ago creative said we're gonna do bathrooms in the world? So I was trying to think about that, and I thought, well, maybe when you were born, you probably didn't think about doing bad things. You probably thought about doing good things like helping your neighbors out or helping other people out. There's a crosswalk, or maybe helping people out in the stores. But maybe when you're a little older, you realize, I want to do bad things, so maybe you can change. Because I'm pretty sure that there's probably going to be a time in your life when you might want to change what you do.
Okay, 2 more hands. It's been a good one.
Lena.
I think that God made us because he didn't just want animals in the world. He wanted people too. Cameron.
I think Nolani had a great point because we're not going to just sit around our house forever. We're going to go out into the world and do something. Like we would all have a job in the world, but maybe our job wouldn't be as important. Like Nicole may grow up to be like a McDonald's person, but he still makes a difference in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He can still change the world for other people in our future. And I think maybe like a lot of people say that we have a purpose. Who knows? Maybe we don't have a purpose. Maybe we're just on Earth. Maybe it just happened to be us that was chosen.
That is a good spot to end. So what we're going to do, I know a lot of us still have a lot of ideas, so we'll do 2 things instead of just our normal wrap-up. I'll give you 1 whole minute to turn to a partner and share that idea that you still have in your head, and then we'll do our normal writing. We'll go back to our desk, and you can write, do you still have wonderings? Do you still have ideas? All of those things. Okay, but first we need to do our quick check. Show me how you think you did with talking today. How do you think you did with talking today? Okay, see some sideways, see some ups, good. How do you think you did with listening today? This is a personal thing. How do you think you did? Maybe you could have listened a little better. Maybe you weren't listening at all. Maybe you were a lot. Last one, how do you think you were with thinking today? I think we all had thumbs up for thinking today. This was a good one. All right, share your last thought. You have 1 whole minute to share. Go.
I don't think we have a purpose because we usually die.
Yeah, but if you die, you'll still have a purpose because if you die inside of a bathroom, then yes, you will be famous, and then you could be famous for hours. Bloody Mary, and then you could change, and then people could get new jobs. There would be a job called Finding Bloody Mary. Yes, even if all you do is look at dirt, you still have a purpose. Maybe people won't think that you died. We either wonder because then
All right, let's wrap it up. Show me you're ready. Thank you. Waiting on a few people. Okay, you have a couple more minutes to go back to your desk. Write down if you still have maybe more wonderings. These could lead to new questions in the question box. You can write down things you didn't get to say that you want to say. Any other thoughts in your brain? We're using the last few minutes to write down. Go ahead and go back. Yes, Lena?
If you have no other wonderings, you have to write anything down.
You should try and write something. Maybe something you could write down, just something you shared today, because it might help you think of a question later.
Okay.
job with reasonings and explanations. I'm looking for people who go right back to their desk and show me they're ready.
First of all, we didn't talk. Yeah, they didn't
Listening. I see Kalai's getting ready. Lena's getting ready. They already have their books out. They're focused. I'll put our thinking music back on. Isaac, I want to see you write at least one thing. Maybe something you said today. One thing, you need to write at least one thing. You guys know we have to write one thing. Lucia, I want to see you writing out. I could give a group point. I'm going to give a group point to Multiplication Masters because their whole group is writing right now. Everyone in that group is writing. That's impressive. They all got straight to work. And give more group points if I see everybody focused and writing. One more minute, I'll give you 1 extra minute of recess because we got pretty deep today. So 1 more minute. Some people have a lot to write because they had a lot of ideas left to share. Think about where Cameron left off. That left us with a lot to think about. I'll give you a few minutes after recess to finish up your thoughts, okay? Keep your books on your desk, go ahead and grab your snacks and walk out to recess. Good job today. We'll be moving our clips up when we get back. Good job.